Today's reading is Sally's Secret by Shirley Hughes. Once there was a little girl called Sally who liked to make houses. She made them in all sorts of places, behind curtains, under tables, inside boxes, and under umbrellas. Sometimes she took some fruit and biscuits to eat in her house. Then she would make a little bed inside and pretend to go to sleep. Often, some tidy person would come along and spoil one of Sally's houses by mistake, and she would have to begin all over again. It was very annoying. One day, Sally found a secret house which nobody knew about. It was in a bush at the bottom of the garden. There was a hole in it just right for a front door, and inside were leafy walls and a room in the middle for Sally to stand up straight. The floor was of earth and it smelt lovely. Sally fetched her own little chair. Then she brought her best rose-patterned tea set with all the handles still on it. She swept the floor with a branch and made a little path of stones up to the front door. Then Sally ran to ask her mother if she could have some tea to take into her secret house. Mother gave her some plums and tiny biscuits with pink and white icing, and some real milk and a lump of sugar for the tea set. Sally set out all the things in her house. She arranged the plums and biscuits on some big leaves and a bunch of flowers in a jam jar. When everything was ready, it looked elegant. Sally was so pleased she didn't want her secret house to be a secret anymore. She wanted to show it to somebody. Her friend Rose was in the next door garden playing in her sandpit. "Come and have a tea party in my secret house," said Sally. Rose said she would come if she could dress up. So Sally showed Rose her secret house and they had a tea party. Rose looked very smart in a hat and shawl, and Sally poured out and asked, "Do you take sugar?" They talked about babies like grown-up ladies. When all the plums and biscuits were eaten and only the crumbs were left, they heard a swishy noise outside the house. Someone was coming. It was a striped cat. She came into the house and sniffed all the teacups. Then she rubbed her soft head against Sally's legs and walked out proudly again. A little while later, a brown bird fluttered in through their front door. He looked at them with his head on one side. Sally and Rose sat very still. He hopped about, ate some crumbs, and then off he went. The last visitor was a ladybird, hurrying across one of the leaf plates. "That's 1, 2, 3, 4 visitors I've had in my secret house," said Sally, counting on her fingers. "Let's stay here forever," said Rose. But they couldn't because it was bedtime. I hope you enjoyed this reading.